Hey y'all, how are you doing? What's up? Long time no record. Long time no record, but I wanted like usually when I record is because I have something on my chest that I need to get off. So there's this topic on Twitter going on right now talking about I guess somebody posted a video of a girl who was talking about how she didn't have any friends and how she's happier alone. I don't remember the entire, the entire narrative of the video really, like what she, like everything that she said, but like she basically was saying she didn't have any friends because of a lot of jealousy that had been directed at her from previous friendships, and yeah, something along those lines. And people were attacking the chick. Oh, it's not a flex. It's not a flex to not have friends. You're weird to not have friends. Blah, 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 the whole nine. So, and it got me thinking, and I even replied to some of the judgmental comments about that. And they were, like I said, they were calling her weird and stuff. So, and I was like, what the hell, like people go through shit. Like in my 37 years, not having friends is a very reasonable thing. Even though at this point I have two very good friends, um, and they basically one of them is from childhood, and she's always been there through my ups and downs. There's a lot of similarities between us and between how we treat people. There's a lot of similarities in how we treat people. So we've been friends for a very long time, since literally elementary school. And then there's another friend that I met a few years ago who is also walking in the same journey to self-love and this and that. So, and she's also a very kind, very respectful person. But anyway, beside the point. But like she, yeah, like I only have those two friends, and in my early 20s I had tons of friends, but they were all trash, like they were they were no good. So, there's a time period that comes after waking up and realizing that the people around you are not good for your growth. They're not good for you. They don't even want the best for you. They secretly fucking hate you. And I could see where the girl in the video was coming from. She had a lot of people trying to gain close proximity to her because, well, she was saying that a lot of people were trying to gain close proximity to her in order to gain something, in order to gain something, not even to be genuinely her friend. And I've dealt with that. I've in the 37 years that I've been here, it's something very real that a lot of the youngins that were judging her don't recognize. They don't recognize that, in life, you get to a point where there's going to be some solitude, some periods of solitude, some long periods of solitude, and possibly, and more than likely, friendlessness. And you know why? Because these are people who are trying to clean up their lives. They're trying to live their best life. They're trying to live a peaceful life. They're healing from the unfair treatment that they've gotten. They're healing from the unfair treatment that they've received. And I can relate. I went through periods of loneliness. Even though I did have my best friend from childhood, she had her own things going on. We barely spoke for a long time. She had her life going on, I had mine. And for a long time I just had her. And even her, me and her weren't really talking a whole lot, again because she has her own life or whatever. But I didn't have a bunch of people around me. And these moments when you're on a journey to self-love, these moments are important. These long stretches of time where you don't, you possibly have just a little bit of friends or even no friends at all. For some of us, it is necessary. I equate that to how it is when when people decide to just be single for a long time. It's the same thing. People decide to be single for a long time in order to cleanse, in order to um like in order to cleanse, in order to heal, and in order to prioritize themselves, in order to put up the boundaries necessary not to become disrespected again, etc. And sometimes those boundaries for a while, they're going to be very high. No one's going to be able to get in for a while, you know. But then there comes a time when you do open up. I feel like in the recent years, I've started opening up again, and I've met some really cool people or whatever. And at this point, I've met, at this point, some of those people are just on the associate level, but I feel good around them. I'm still getting to know them. We're still getting to know each other. And as far as good friends, I'd say I have two right now. And again, like, oh, not again, but like, I feel like the people that were judging the woman in the video and, oh, you're weird and this and that, I feel like a lot of you who judge people who don't have friends are the weirdos. Because you are at this point probably surrounded by a bunch of wolves in sheep's clothing. You allow toxic relationships to continue because you're addicted to chaos, you're addicted to drama. So you allow toxic relationships that don't even serve you anymore, or just stale relationships and friendships that don't serve you, you allow them to stay in your life for the sake of having friends, for the sake of, not looking like you're alone, not looking like a so-called weirdo, like you say. So like, you're projecting. You're basically, maybe projecting is the wrong word, I don't know. Like, you're projecting your own feelings of inferiority, your own fear of being alone onto this girl who is bravely alone for her own sake and for her own healing. And I feel like this world has a problem with women standing on their own. Like, y'all have a problem with people going off on their own and doing their own thing and keeping away the sabotagers, staying away from people that like to sabotage, staying away from people who basically, are out to use people. And I feel like a lot of the people that were criticizing her are not just probably surrounded by a bunch of wolves, but they're probably the wolves themselves. So, like, they're, of course, they're mad because somebody is not having to deal with the same bullshit and drama that they provide. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a bunch of haters, like, people that are too afraid to stand on their own and to cleanse their lives. There are many people in this world who don't like change. They don't like change. They like the same cycles, the same toxic cycles they've been in for years. They're continuing to comfortably sit there, regardless of how much damage it's doing to them. They continue to sit there, prolonging those cycles when they could have a better, they can have a better life. But again, some people don't like peace. They don't like peace. They don't love themselves enough to go on a journey and separate themselves from people who are not good for them. So yeah, I'm just like, y'all are hating on this chick and you hate on people like us, call us weird and stuff. Again, I do have friends now. I have a couple of friends and stuff, but at some point I virtually had no one around, and that was necessary for me to find out what I wanted in friendships. Heck, I even wrote, like, I do like a spiritual thing. I add a spiritual thing to it where I'm writing affirmations and what I want in a friend, what I want in this area of my life, writing down affirmations, writing down petitions, about what you want. Like, I literally made a list about what I wanted in friendships, and I attracted that shit. And I cleaned up my own, like, behaviors. If I had anything, I think one of the behaviors I did have was being too open and too loving, too nice. Like, that's something that I've stopped, because sometimes that attracted the very wrong people. That attracted a lot of people that were just, in it for themselves. They weren't in it for true connection. But yeah, like, yeah, I made my points, okay? But, yeah, like, I feel like that girl in the video, she had, and I'll link the video. I might have to find her TikTok, but I'll link the video link on Twitter, that someone else posted. on a Twitter thread. But people are just, just mad because they don't like to see people standing on their own. And there was somebody that was calling it a flex. I'm not calling it a flex, but saying, oh, she thinks it's a flex to be alone, to have no friends. What makes you say that? What makes you be so damn insecure to say, oh, she thinks it's a flex, Like, are you someone who likes to perpetrate on people? Are you like somebody who's, has tendencies of being a backstabber? Because usually those are the people that be talking like that. Those are the people who talk like that. Like, heck, in my own life, I've had people who were very shady, talked a lot of shit, threw shade online and this and that, because I got away from them, because I kept my distance from them, and I didn't allow their dramas and their nastiness and their meanness to seep into my life, and to put me in a level where I'm reacting. So yeah, maybe I'm going off on a tangent here. Like, I think I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm like deviating, but like, yeah, like, people want to control you. Ultimately, people want to have control over others. People want to have control over others. They don't want you to evolve past the point that they're at. They don't want you to evolve. They don't want you to prioritize your mental health and your emotional health. So there's that. But yeah, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say for this video. I think I'm gonna record another video today about something else. But yeah. But I will be back soon. And you guys take care. And I hope everybody's having a good day. All right. Bye.